eating chips. Oh, let me finish this. Oh, yeah. There we go. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Anything But ASIC. But, this is just going to be a video of a big old I told you so. If you listened to my last videos, you probably haven't. I said that Ethereum is going to get caught up with the SEC and be declared a security. Well, if you've been watching the market as of late, it pumped, it dumped, and now it's really pumping. And there's been a lot of stuff underfoot. It just isn't right. You know it isn't right. We're supposed to be in the crypto winter. We're not in the crypto winter. We're supposed to be inefficient and not green. Bitcoin's not green because it's proof of work. And you need to move the proof of stake. But it's green because it comes back from most of the mining is done through cheap renewable sources, as Bitcoin miners need the cheapest renewable sources they can possibly get. So there's a lot of mixed stories, a lot of misinformation going on here. You don't know what's bought. You don't know what's really going on here. Who's telling the story? But we can see clearly who's telling the story right now. It's Gary Gensler. It's Gary Gensler, and he wants to take over that good Ethereum. And I'm gonna go out and say this. I don't know if I can say this. I was gonna make this a title, but Ethereum miners on September 16th, a lot of stuff is going down, and Ethereum miners are going to get cut hard. They're gonna get cut so bad. I actually might feel sorry for them. I might feel sorry for them. And the thing is, Ethereum miners getting just hammered like that, it's not going to be good, because so many things, especially like, this is how you take down Tether. Tether is going to get taken down, and everything else under that uses Ethereum as a backbone structure for their network is going to be now under Berkshire Hathaway's control. They're going to get taken down, and you're going to have to register. You're not going to be able to use your Ethereum anymore, because Ethereum was way more useful than Bitcoin. Although Bitcoin was the first, blah blah blah, first advantage, blah 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 blah. Ethereum was way more useful, and Ethereum has gone on to prove its usefulness by creating thousands upon thousands of other tokens and coins on its network. They can just congest its network ability further ever since the IPO stream, basically ever since IPOs were a thing. But that just proves that Ethereum is super useful. Smart contracts, you know, they call them dumb contracts, are super useful, and everybody's trying to build out on this. Well, now you're gonna have to register. You're gonna be a product of your own success. You brought in the regulators. You brought in the SEC. You want it to be safe and use your Robinhood account or anything that was third party, and not download the actual blockchain yourself like you're supposed to. Well, this is what's going to happen. Every time you send a little bit of cryptocurrency to the exchanges that are in the pockets of the governments, not necessarily the USA, but other governments that don't exactly like the cryptocurrency takeover, you give them more power, and it's gonna go down just like the gold and silver rush, where they confiscate it all like they've been doing, and then tell you eventually that you got to give up your Bitcoin, give up your give up your Litecoin. They don't care about Monero. Give up your Litecoin, give up everything that they can see in order to be safe, in order to, are we gonna fine you, or whatever thing they can throw at you. And then they're gonna come back. They have long-term planning. This is definitely long-term planning. They're gonna come back 15 years later and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys can use that now that we own like 90% of it. Yeah, you guys can get those crumbs over there. The last 10%. Yeah, you get those crumbs, and we'll put this thing called a ETF on, and we'll tell you what the price of it is that day. Well, and it's pretty much whatever we feel like." And where we can structure it to make you feel like you're making a game, but really we're making all of it because we own most of it. And we're going to suppress the price when you're making a gain, and we're going to pump the price when we need to make gains, just so you buy in. They can dump it on you and you lose. You lose your way. Okay, that's my rant. Ethereum miners, Ethereum holders, cucked. As soon as proof of stake happens on the 16th, everything's going to go down on the 16th. There's going to be strikes. There's going to be gay pride parades. There's going to be all kinds of stuff happening on the 16th. It's going to be a whole nother world after the 16th of September. And I don't even know how to explain it. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article and get it out the way of why it proves me right. And I can see it's coming a mile away. This week in crypto, Twitter, Gensler may want Ethereum under SEC control, Tonga to make Bitcoin legal tender. Smaller countries like Tonga, I don't know where that's at. I've never looked it up. They probably need Bitcoin. They probably use Dash. And I'm going to talk about that later. Coin Center Peter Van Valkenburg also dropped the bombshell that while U.S. citizens may not be able to use Tornado Cash, the government still can. You're blocked. You can't use it, but we can use it. Broadly speaking, markets recovered this week despite extreme volatility in mid-week price movements from the leading cryptocurrencies. Over on Twitter, pundits were absorbed by Ethereum merge updates, more crypto winter stories, and the latest saga in Gary Gensler's unspoken war on Ethereum. Tether CEO Do Kwon kicked off the week with a bang when he lashed out at self-proclaimed blockchain gumshoe Fat Man at Terra. Back in May, at the height of the Terra collapse, Fat Man, who claims to be affiliated with Terra's research forum, accused Kwon of skimming off the top by cashing out hundreds of millions of dollars directly out of Luna market cap over several years to pay Terra's employees' salaries and operating expenses. What was Fat Man's offending tweet? Nothing to do with Do Kwon. Fat Man tweeted that he was offering a leftover allocation for a carry trade on Bitcoin to victims of UST collapse. This time, Do Kwon was the one calling Fat Man a fraud. His scam is a scam. Do Kwon. Kwon held his ground when one tweeter implied that he was a hypocrite. I am an optimist at heart, but even I can remain open-minded about the leftover allocation for a carry trade on Bitcoin. Middle finger. Do Kwon. September 5th, 2022. There you go. On Tuesday, Ethereum co-creator Vitalik gave an update about the network's long-expected overhaul to proof-of-stake consensus algorithm. The second iteration of Ethereum is expected to address several key issues, including energy consumption, scalability, gas fees, and speed. There was little to update us on, however. Everything is going to plan. The merge is still expected to happen around September 13th, 15th. What's happening today is the Beltrix hard fork, which prepares the chain for the merge. Still important though, make sure to update your calendars for your clients. That same thing, a solo Bitcoin miner won a 6-digit block reward. A solo Bitcoin miner with only 270 theta hash just won a block reward of 6.25 BTC over, which is over $118,000 USD. They beat once in a lifetime odds. You shouldn't have told anybody. On Wednesday, a former MP for the tiny Polynesian state of Tonga, Mata Iula, I think I pronounced that right, from Omoto, aka Lord Fusitua, maybe, tweeted that his country is scheduled to make a Bitcoin legal tender next month. Lord Fusitua is a self-proclaimed Bitcoin bull and is known for keeping the world informed on the progress of Bitcoin adoption in Tonga. It's actually scheduled for the end of next month, brother, but always appreciate your support and encouragement, fam. Lord Fusitua, September 7th, 2022. Paulo Adorno, the CTO of crypto exchange Bitfinex, praised El Salvador on its anniversary of Bitcoin becoming legal tender there. In his head, Ardunino likened the move to the Italian Renaissance. Arduino makes a great hype man for El Salvador, but recent report by an American NPO says that Bitcoin use in the country has been minimal since the law came into effect. El Salvador Bitcoin law first anniversary. El Salvador has been extremely brave in adding Bitcoins as legal tender. Paulo Arduino. I think Arduino. Peter Van Valken, director of research at crypto policy think tank Coin Center, said on Wednesday that the United States government and the UN and various other organizations are free to use crypto privacy mix or Tornado Cash, despite the fact that the service has been blacklisted by the U.S. Treasury Department. One rule for them, Asking all the fine folks, pic.twitter.com, tiny URL. Peter Van Valken, September 7, 2022. The NFT fans circus poked fun at crypto influencers with a chart from Dune Analytics showing daily Ethereum trading volumes on NFT marketplace OpenSea. This is the volume chart for ETH NFT, and somehow influencers are tweeting. The next NFT bull market is just getting started. I can feel it. Circus, Curious. September 9, 2022. Finally, Vermont regulators dropped the bombshell this week that bankrupt crypto lender Celsius has been insolvent since 2019. Crypto podcaster Casey Pinanci exhumed a tweet from 2019 to show that everyone they knew all along. No one knew it was a Ponzi before 2020. I'm not gonna read that. Anyways, Gensler versus Ethereum. Here's the juicy stuff. It was a piece of news that ostensibly did not seem to be that significant. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the regulators, gonna regulate. Gary Gensler backs giving the Commodities Futures Trade Commission Bitcoin oversight. Gensler has said in the past that Bitcoin is not a security and does not fall under his jurisdiction. This week, Gensler reiterated his stance both on Bitcoin and the CFTC being the prime regulator over crypto, as a proposal welcomed by many, both in Washington and the industry, while hinting that he hopes that the SEC will enjoy considerable jurisdiction over crypto. Crypto lawmaker Chervinsky took to Twitter after the news broke and pointed to what Gensler is not saying to argue that the SEC chief still has Ethereum lined up in his crosshairs. For context, there has been rumors for a while that the Chair Gensler SEC would love to walk away from his June 2018 guidance saying that Ethereum isn't security, but they haven't found a credible way to do that yet. There isn't one, supposedly. I don't read this article as him giving an inch. Jake Chervinsky. Bitcoin Living MicroStrategy CEO Mike Saylor read the news as bullish. This morning, Gary Gensler, chair of the SEC, noted that with the exception of Bitcoin, which he analogizes to digital gold, the vast majority of crypto tokens are securities. The next day, the SEC filing revealed that MicroStrategies will sell up to $500 million in Class A stock. Guess what it may spend on the proceeds? That's right, adding to his 129,000 BTC war chests, the single biggest corporate Bitcoin treasury in the world. So, once again, these exchanges are in the government's pockets. So, if the exchange has some Bitcoin, especially 129,000 BTC, the government has it. Not to mention all these stuff that all the Bitcoin that the government, FBI, and NSA, all these other three-layer agencies have already confiscated, and they're just letting it sit there. Now, once again, Ethereum is up for a rough couple of years coming ahead of it, and most people. Now I'm going to talk about Dash and Litecoin. Most people seeing Bitcoin is not security. Well, what else is like Bitcoin? Well, there's Litecoin and Dash and a couple others. And I have seen the movement. I've seen a slight movement to those particular currencies because our currencies that can do what Bitcoin can do. But we knew from the beginning could do it better, such as Litecoin and Dash. It's like, why wouldn't you use something that can do it better without having to wait on an entirely separate network, as an entirely separate layer to be formed for you to actually be a currency, a cryptocurrency. Once again, Litecoin, Digibyte, Dash has always filled those spots, and Litecoin being invited into BitPay, Dash has always been used in Venezuela as pay, and Digibyte finally making it onto Binance is kind of leading me, my evidence to why these cryptocurrencies we'll see in the top 50. Other than Litecoin, we'll see them in the top 50 coming up here soon. Not financial advice, but if you want to, maybe check those out, see what they're doing. Dash, I know, doesn't self-promote. Digibyte doesn't self-promote like a lot of the other coins. They don't do the marketing schemes because that could lead to them being a security. So they play it safe. But those coins have definitely for the longest time been better Bitcoins. And as far as Bitcoin going green and going to proof of stake, and following the road of Ethereum and possibly Zcash, if it does, which I doubt it will, most likely Litecoin and Bitcoin will be the last bastions of, I said this earlier, last bastions of proof of work cryptocurrencies. It's probably more likely that Bitcoin would go back to CPU mining or GPU mining, but at that point they would have to admit that Bitcoin Gold was right the whole time, and they really don't want to do that. But that's the end of my video. The big thing here is Ethereum is in trouble. Not everything is sweet, and I'm gonna let you off on that. Let you guys think. Maybe comment what you guys think. Will the 16 tell all? Let me know in the comments. And ciao.